how's it going, Twitch? It's your favorite professional wrestling podcast on Color Circuit, because it is the only professional wrestling podcast on Color Circuit. That's right. I am your current host, El Connor, and I'm going to be trying to keep this mask on for as long as I can. Probably only going to get like 5 minutes into it. Okay, so just don't keep your hopes up. It is hot. It is summer. It is the desert. And I like to breathe, and I like to drink water, and I like to be able to talk in full sentences and not feel like I am in a mask, which I am wearing, because I am a masked wrestling podcaster. You've never seen that gimmick before. Here I am, though. All right, guys, we got a lot of stuff. It's... Honestly, I will be surprised if today's podcast goes over an hour. It was a very slow couple of weeks, although they announced some stuff that we'll be able to talk about, and, you know, I'm going to let you all down right now. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it on. I almost did it, Cheska. I almost got rid of the mask. I almost took it off, but not this time. I care for quality. I care for entertainment. Mask stays on. For 30 seconds in. All right. Already good. Okay. So, first up, I don't know if you guys heard today, but WWE just made quite a bit of money. That's right. They sold SmackDown. Well, they didn't sell SmackDown, but Fox Network, you know, that lovely network with all of the divisive opinions and stuff like that, you know, they bought SmackDown, the rights to show it. Look at me. Mass podcasters, we don't understand things. So anyway, they are purchasing the rights to SmackDown for $1 billion. That is quite a lot of money. So SmackDown, which has been on the USA Network, is now going to be moving to Fox. They'll be showing it, I think. Let me see here. The deal doesn't start until 2019, so it's going to be on USA Network until the end of the year. That's how years work. And it's going to move to Fox after that. And there's rumors that it's going to be moving to 3 hours. Of course, some rumors that it probably will stay at 2 hours. I'm not exactly sure what you do with that. Honestly, I think SmackDown is fine. I think it needs the 3 hours so certain wrestlers who aren't featured. I got my whiteboard here. Actually, this helps me bring into my new segment. That's right, masks, toys, and now the return of the lovely whiteboard. Look at this. Look at this whiteboard. Look at it. I made it. I made this happen. This was me. This was all my work. The other guy, he had nothing to do with it. Shame on you, dude cactus. Look at this guy, chump. So anyway, the Superstar shakeup happened recently, and, well, needless to say, some of these guys have not been getting used, all right? Let me take this microphone here and just show you what I mean. So, hello, little buddy. Yeah, we also have a dog on the show. He's my new podcasting partner. The dog podcaster, the dogcaster. There we go. We got a name for him. So, on this board, this fancy board over here, is all of the wrestlers who have been moved to different shows. First up, you have, your Raw, and you have your SmackDown. And we'll focus on the SmackDown for now. So far, here are the people who are being used. You got Jeff Hardy. They're doing something with Jeff Hardy. Good job, Jeff Hardy. They're doing something with Absolution, kind of. They're in this weird storyline where they keep trying to give Paige, their former leader, to give them, special treatment, and they refuse to do it. She won't do it. Good job, Paige. Good GMing. You have Samoa Joe, who is going to be doing a Money in the Bank qualifier match, I think, next week against either Jeff Hardy or Daniel Bryan, depending on who wins the match. And they want to do good stuff with him. At least I hope so, because I'm still not forgetting the fact that he lost to Roman Reigns at that horrible Backlash pay-per-view. I have not forgotten that. That was garbage. Garbage is the word I would use for that. Then you have Big Cass, who we'll get into, because I don't know what's going on with Big Cass. From what it seems like he's getting punished, but you never know. And then you have Asuka. They're not really doing much with Asuka right now, although she is in the SmackDown Women's title match at Money in the Bank. I hope she wins it. I mean, I can take Carmella beating Charlotte, but I can't take Carmella beating Asuka. You know, that's dumb. Then you have the club. They're not really doing anything with the club. All right, let's get them. Get out of here, club. They're not doing anything with you. All right, club, not doing anything with. And then you have the Bar. They are the Bar because they set the bar. And they're kind of doing just this feud with the New Day. Probably going to lead to a tag team title match at some point against the Bludgeon Brothers. But we'll see, you know. They're in a storyline, which is more than I can say for the club or this next person, R-Truth, who I don't even think he's been on SmackDown since he was announced. So get him off of the thing right there. No more R-Truth. All right. Then you have Sanity. They haven't even shown up yet. But I mean, look at this. I don't even know what they're going to do with Sanity right now. But they haven't shown up yet. I'll keep them on the whiteboard for now. You guys stay on the whiteboard. Andrade Cien Almas, he just debuted last week in a squash match. He was victorious, and they're probably going to be doing some big stuff with him, hopefully. I mean, I would hate to see him just stuck in the mid card because he's such a main event talent. He's so good. But time will tell. And then there's The Miz. And I got to tell you guys, The Miz is great. The Miz is awesome. The Miz is, you know, he's in the Money in the Bank match, so they're doing stuff with him. And we'll see where that goes from here. So that's what's going on. So a 3-hour SmackDown probably is a good idea. I would definitely say that in the sense that you'll have more time for your R-Truths, more time for storylines and stuff like that. But at the same time, SmackDown does not need a third hour. It's perfect the way it is. The people who are getting featured are the people who need to be featured. Like, you know, I feel bad that R-Truth isn't on television, but R-Truth has been wrestling for like 30 years at this point. He doesn't necessarily need to be on television when you have all of these other people like the AJ Styles and the Shinsuke Nakamura's and the Daniel Bryans. I mean, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, R-Truth? They don't need the third hour for R-Truth. They don't really need the third. Like, SmackDown's always been really good at fitting a lot of stuff in the 2-hour time frame that they're given. You know, I mean, look at Raw. Raw is 3 hours long, dominated by Roman Reigns and it's exhausting to watch. It's an exhausting show to watch. I don't want SmackDown to become exhausting. I love the fact that SmackDown feels focused. For 2 hours, I feel like I'm watching a focused television show, and in Raw, it just seems like, okay, what do we do for the next 3 hours, guys? How do we get the audience to cheer? Throw out Roman Reigns. No, that gets them to boo. Well, it's a reaction. Okay, what do you want? What do you want, WWE? But good for WWE. I'm glad that it's going to Fox. There was talks of it going to like Amazon Prime or Facebook Live, and I just feel like if you take a show that's been on network television, and move it to not even like, I don't even want to say a streaming site, but a site where you have to like pay a subscription like Amazon Prime to watch or Facebook to watch, it not only like decimates your viewership, but you know, Facebook is not going to spend $1 billion for SmackDown. Amazon Prime is not going to spend $1 billion for SmackDown. Maybe Raw, but I mean, that's a terrible fucking idea. So good for SmackDown. I think Fox, it's weird, you know, it's weird rooting for Fox in today's political climate, but here I am going, thank God it's going to Fox, a channel I want to see stuff on. Yeah, that's what's going on with SmackDown. They're good for them. Next up, I'll talk about the Big Cass stuff. So we talked about it last week. There are reports that Big Cass is being punished by the board, the decision makers, creative, Vince McMahon, for going off script a couple weeks ago and beating up a little person. There we go. We got flack last week for saying the M word. And so I'm saying little person. Apparently that's the preferred term. I don't know. Like, this is in my little bubble. But so that probably is why his match with Daniel Bryan was so short. It It's why it's probably why he got beat down last week's SmackDown against Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan kicked him a bunch of times and then how demeaning. No offense. I mean, I love Daniel Bryan. He's my favorite wrestler in the entire world. But how demeaning is it for a guy who's 7 feet tall to have to act like he got his ass kicked by a guy who's probably 5 foot, like 10 at best? That's ridiculous. But that's what you get for going off script. So anyway, he was supposed to be in a Money in the Bank qualifier match, but they actually pulled him from the match. Let me see here, because I don't want to get my facts wrong like it matters. Big Cass apparently was going to be taking on Samoa Joe, but they pulled him from the match because he's selling this beatdown from Daniel Bryan. He's injured from a 5'10" guy injured a 7 foot guy. Okay. He has lost his chance for the Money in the Bank qualifier, and in its place is a second chance match. A second chance match is going to be Jeff Hardy taking on Daniel Bryan, and whoever wins that match is then going to go on and take on Samoa Joe next week, which means Daniel Bryan's probably going to beat Jeff Hardy if my powers of prediction as a masked podcaster are correct. Daniel Bryan beats Jeff Hardy. Daniel Bryan goes on to take on Samoa Joe. Big Cass then will come out and probably cost Daniel Bryan the match, and then Daniel Bryan and Big Cass will have probably what I imagine would be like their final match at Money in the Bank, and the feud will end because it's not that good of a feud. It's literally, I'm big, you're small, and then Daniel Bryan beats him. Which I'm not complaining about because, I mean, a Daniel Bryan victory is a good day for me. I love Daniel Bryan. I want to see Daniel Bryan succeed more than any wrestler in the entire world, and that's a fact. I think the only wrestler out there who can claim he's better than Daniel Bryan is Okada, because Daniel Bryan is the best. He's the best wrestler in the entire world. He's always been the best wrestler in the entire world since his days in the independents. I mean, he's going, that's a roster of people like AJ Styles and Roderick Strong, Austin Aries, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, and I would still say that Daniel Bryan is leaps and bounds better than any of them. He's the best wrestler of all time of the current generation. Okay, I don't want to. That's ignoring decades and decades of history. But Daniel Bryan should be up there. I believe he's in the conversation as far as like best technical wrestlers of all time, and probably best WWE superstars of all time. Because Daniel Bryan, I mean, CM Punk, I think is the godfather of what we see in today's professional wrestling, where it's more independent, it's more story driven. It's not necessarily look at how muscular I am or look at how big I am. It's about the character, it's about the personality, it's about connecting to the audience in any way you can. And a lot of today's wrestlers who are seeing huge success in today's WWE have to thank CM Punk for it. But at the same time, like Daniel Bryan, they visibly were trying to take away his spot that he deserved. They were visibly trying to keep it from him. And not only would the fans not let it happen, but even Triple H had to take notice and just go, this isn't right. Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the main event. And he was. And let me tell you something about WrestleMania 30. Let me tell you something about watching WrestleMania 30. All right, Cheska, let me tell you something. If Daniel, so the whole storyline is the authority is keeping Daniel Bryan down, right? 12 minutes. Look at me. So anyway, the authority is keeping Daniel Bryan down. And they were doing a very good job telling this story, because I got to tell you, going into WrestleMania 30, I was kind of like, if Daniel Bryan does not win that championship, I'm not watching wrestling anymore. And he did. So I'm still watching wrestling today. Good job, guys. You made me care. All right, so I don't know, like back to the Big Cass thing, how poetic. I'm trying to talk about Big Cass, but I end up just talking about Daniel Bryan. Seems like that's the entire basis of their feud. I talked about SmackDown moving to 3 hours. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as far as like the SmackDown news or the Big Cass stuff. Obviously, I can talk forever about professional wrestling, but I would sure love to hear your guys' input at the same time. Let me know how the audio is with the mask. Give me an excuse to take the mask off. Just give me an excuse to do it, guys. I beg you. I beg you. I'm going strong, but man, is it a lot of talking. So as a lot of you guys know, WWE just they announced they're doing a whole bunch of Cheska, come on, Cheska, I'm sweaty in this mask. Okay, all right. So WWE they're bringing back the Mae Young Classic and they're bringing back the UK title tournament. I saw the UK tournament when it first happened, and it's great. I think one of the best things that come out of the network is like they showcase independent wrestlers in a WWE under a WWE banner while still maintaining that they're independent wrestlers. They don't, other than hey, don't do the pile driver or say the F word. You guys can go out there and do whatever the fuck you want. I think that's awesome. So anyway, they just announced the lineup for the UK tournament. Some new names are coming, and then some names from last year's, and then a surprising name that I still don't kind of get. So I think they're still trying to figure out what they're going to be doing with all of these UK guys. Whether or not they're going to be doing an actual UK show remains to be seen. Luckily, who's gonna beat him to the punch, right? That other successful wrestling promotion with that giant streaming service. It doesn't exist, by the way. I was being facetious right there. So the UK wrestlers who are going to be wrestling in this tournament are as follows: Travis Banks, he's a great wrestler. Flash Morgan Webster, I love him. His gimmick is a mod. He's a mod, from the like how the Beatles used to dress up and the Who and stuff like that. And he looks the part. It's kind of funny. Jordan Devlin from he was in the tournament last time. He's returning. He's got this heel persona that's been working out for him. He's got a big head. I'm just gonna say it. He's got a very, very skinny body, but he's got a big head. Then Tucker, who was there last time, he's going to be coming back. I'm going to save this name for last. Ashton Smith, who I'm not very familiar with. James Drake, who's really good. Tyson T-Bone returns. I love Tyson T-Bone. Oh, my God. He just looked like some guy walked into the middle of the ring and started wrestling. It was fucking hilarious. And he's really good. Zach Gibson is going to be a part of it. He's an amazing wrestler. Joe Coffey's really good. You definitely need to check him out. Honestly, he's kind of my pick to win the whole thing. You also have Jack Gallagher from 205 Live. He's going to be wrestling. I don't think 205 Live has been doing him any justice. So it's going to be exciting to see him doing some heel work with a lot of other UK wrestlers. Then Dave Mastiff, who's fucking huge. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's fucking huge. Kenny Williams will be there. El Ligero, he's I love El Ligero. He'll be there. He's very good. Or El Ligero, he's a masked wrestler like myself. Joseph Connors is returning. Hopefully, I'll see more of him. It was kind of funny because they made him seem like he was going to be this really big deal in the tournament, and he won his first. And I just need to see more of him, And Amir Jordan, who has only been wrestling, I think, for maybe 3 years now. He'll be in the tournament. And then the one that's shocking to me is Drew Gulak, who is not English. He's not British. He's from America. He's from Philadelphia. He's as American as you can get. He's from the state where our democracy was founded. Or there, because I'm from Mexico. As El Connor, I'm from Mexico. So he'll be in the tournament, which I think is interesting. I don't really get it, but he's a great wrestler. So putting him in with some British grapplers, I think will be good. It's a lot of technical wrestling, which I think is one of the best parts of the thing. Is you don't have as many high flyers. It's a lot of strong style, a lot of technical, a lot of mat-based wrestling, a lot of ground and pound. The UK tournament. The first one is really, really fun to watch. It's really refreshing, especially in today's wrestling universe where it's a lot more fast-paced, high-flying, flippy-flip kind of stuff. You don't really see like wrestling happen. So I'm pretty excited for that one. This mask is the worst. Why did I make this decision? This is on me. I blame myself. So that's what's going on in the UK title tournament. I'm really excited to see it, guys. I am flying through this. No, I think it's going to be an hour. This will not be a long podcast. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry me with this mask. All right. Next up, New Japan is doing their best of the Super Juniors. Which is kind of just like a showcase for a lot of like what the WWE would call cruiserweights, you know. Let me just go through these, and I'm going to probably butcher some Japanese names here. Here we go. Shota Umino and Taguchi. There we go. I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to try with that first name. Defeated Dragon Lee and Yuya Uemura? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I did not watch Best of Super Juniors. I'm just kind of going through and talking about like the wrestlers I love and the wrestlers I know. Because, you know, it's been a week. My car got repossessed. I saw Modest Mouse. It's been a whole thing. Life happens outside of a wrestling podcast, shockingly. And then we had Yoshihashi and Sho taking on Tomoyuki Oka. And Chris Sabin, Yoshihashi and Sho won. Chase Owens and Marty Scurll defeated Toa Hinari and Kushida. I think I'm killing it. Look at that. Then Minoru Suzuki, who is amazing, and El Desperado defeated Evil and Hiromu Takahashi. Takahashi. Everyone say it with me. You ready? You ready, Cheska? You ready, audience? In the count of 3, 2, 1. Takahashi. Yeah. Good job, guys. We all learned a word today. And then Tiger Mask, who is a legend in Japanese wrestling, he has an anime. He's been around forever. Tiger Mask defeated Yo. Then Flip Gordon, who's still not booked for All In, by the way, defeated Yoshinobu Kanemaru. That felt right. And then Taiji Ishimori defeated Bushi. And then finally, Will Ospreay defeated ACH. So that's what happened on night 3 of Best of the Super Juniors. And also, I did a pretty good job of pronouncing those names. Look at me. I know Japanese. No, I do not. Don't test me on that one. All right. Up next, some kind of sad news depending on your perspective. So, to the surprise of nobody, Vince McMahon it's never really seemed like Vince McMahon cares much about tag team wrestling. And it's coming out that apparently the WWE have lost all interest in their tag team division. I guess they don't really see any money in it. It's sad. You have a lot of really good tag teams in the WWE. You have people like the Usos. You have the New Day. Chesko is just checking them out. They have a trombone. They're funny. They're exciting. It's cool to enjoy them. You have people like the Bludgeon Brothers, who are these two big beefy dudes who just beat people up. You know, they're rough and they hurt each other. It's kind of fun to watch. You have, the Bar with Cesaro and Sheamus, which is kind of frustrating saying that because you didn't want to do anything with them as singles guys, but you'll put them in a fucking tag team and then not do anything with them as a fucking tag team. Like, what's going on there, guys? Just come on, care about your tag team division. When you have guys like, when you had tag teams like the Dudleys and Edge and Christian, it's when you invest your time in things, it shows and money gets poured into it. When you cared about the tag team division, when it was Edge and Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys, people wanted to see it. People still talk about it today, about how great those were. And you could have those. You could have it. You could have that time, guys. You could have that time, WWE, because you have the Usos who put on great matches. You have the New Day who put on great matches. You have the Bar who put on good matches. You have the Club who put on good matches. You have the Revival who put on good matches. You have all of these tag teams who could put on a good match if you just let them put on a good match. But no, I'd rather have fucking Bray Wyatt and fucking Woken Matt Hardy as my Raw Tag Team Champions and have them put on a 5-minute bullshit match where they do bullshit stuff because all I care about is Woken Matt Hardy and Bray fucking Wyatt and fuck you tag team and fuck you other tag team. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. It's frustrating to think about when you have all of these guys and then you just go, no. I like this tag team. This tag team I made. Fuck that. Fuck all these other tag teams. I'm going to put the title on them. They're going to hold the title for 3 years. And then, I don't know, I'll just give it to some other team because fuck it, I'm Vince McMahon. I'm not saying that this report about them not caring about their tag team is true. I'm not saying that. I can't confirm or deny whether or not that's true. All I'm saying is it certainly feels like it's true watching the product. I mean, what's the New Day The Bar feud over again? Pancakes? They're feuding over pancakes? And the Bludgeon Brothers are just calling people out. And nobody's answering. Nobody cares. Nobody is responding to their challenge about, hey, we're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. You want a piece of us? I don't even think they weren't on the fucking Backlash card. I don't think they're on the card for fucking Money in the Bank yet. Like, what are you doing with your tag teams? People like tag teams. People like tag team wrestling, and they want to see it. But when you show bullshit, lame, fucking 5-minute loser tag team matches, of course no one wants to see that. No one wants to see you visibly not giving a shit about things. It happened with the Divas division. When you had the Divas division and you were only giving them 5-minute matches at best with bullshit finishes and people who had no idea what the fuck they were doing, nobody cared and it showed. So now you're going to do the same thing to your tag team division? Why? So you can have a fucking tag team revolution? So you can have 3 different tag teams come out and do the same bullshit feud you did with the women's revolution, but this time it's with tag teams? Tag team wrestling can be an art. The Young Bucks show that tag team wrestling can be an art. The Briscoes show that tag team wrestling can be an art. NXT, WWE's own developmental system, shows that tag team wrestling can be an art. It can tell stories. You can enjoy it. You can have money in it. The best feud of the year was when Tommaso Ciampa turned on his tag team partner, Johnny Gargano. You had a great storyline come out of tag team wrestling. And before that, the best storyline going in NXT was Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano as a tag team taking on The Revival. Another great tag team that you don't do anything with. God damn it, Vince, just do stuff with these wrestlers. It's not hard. Hey, buddy, you want to be on my podcast? You want to be on my podcast and help draw time out? Look at him. He's so cute. Oh, man. I needed to get that out. Thank you. All right. Apparently, there's also talks about SmackDown moving back to Friday nights. I don't know, because Fox News, they do their local news at 9:00. I don't like that might be the only way to make the 3-hour thing work is if they move to Friday. I don't think they do news on Friday. I'm not sure. And then after that, we have what's going on? So, Rich Swann, I don't know if you guys have been following. I don't really want to get into like too much detail because it's a lot of icky. But Rich Swann was originally part of the 205. Like he was going to be like one of the faces of the cruiserweight division in WWE. Then he was arrested for domestic battery. The reports are like his wife and him got into a verbal argument on the highway. She jumped out of the car. He stopped the car, went after her, tried to get her back in the car. Witnesses said he had her in a headlock and she was like screaming for him to let her go. And apparently he has a temper problem already and stuff like that. So WWE obviously fired him. They were obviously like, we can't do anything with you. We're going to fire you. Well, they suspended him and then they fired him. He recently came back to professional wrestling after he did some stuff for Combat Zone. He made an appearance at Impact Wrestling. He apparently, which is stupid of him, apparently has not signed any long-term deal with Impact Wrestling. I mean, he can probably return to WWE. I'm not saying... Okay, so my partner, Griff, he said some stuff a while back about how WWE doesn't give a shit about women or anything like that. I don't think that's necessarily true. But at the same time, they are a business. And while they fired him because of what he did or what he allegedly did, they're also going to hang on to that allegedly part. And since charges weren't filed and the charges were dropped, I could probably see him coming back. There's another wrestler, and I promise you, I will not talk about this guy. And this is gone. This is gone. I can't do it. It hurts. It's sweaty. I'm letting you down, Cheska. I'm letting my producer down. Oh, God. Give me my hat back. Woo! There we go. Holy crap. That was hot. That was sweaty. It was making my nose, it was bugging my nose. 30 minutes. Personal best. Anyway, so that's what's going on with Rich Swann. He's still a free agent. He has not signed any long-term deals with Impact Wrestling, which I don't. Rich, just do that. Just do that. I don't see you going back to WWE anytime soon. If that other wrestler, if that other motherfucker goes to WWE, if he returns somehow, oh God, I hope not. But if he does, then I could see Rich Swann. But I'm really hoping WWE does not bring back that guy. And you know who I'm talking about. Let's go through the Money in the Bank card so far. I'll give you my take on what's going on. Again, content, whatever you can do. That's the secret to podcasting. They'll tell you that in podcasting school. PU. Podcast University. It's poo. So we got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match so far. The people who are announced are Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Miz, Rusev, Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, a member of the New Day who we don't know yet. I'm kind of hoping it's Big E. And then the winner of Samoa Joe versus either Jeff Hardy or Daniel Bryan. So Samoa Joe. So Samoa Joe's going to probably be in the ladder match. I won't speculate on that one. It feels like Finn Balor's probably going to win Money in the Bank. I think it's what makes the most sense, just given the fact that they really need something for him. They really need something for him to do. He really needs something that's going to allow him to kind of be a presence, because right now he's just kind of there. And that's the worst thing you can be in professional wrestling, I think. If you are a jobber, then at least you have something to do. You're going to go out there and you're going to lose to every wrestler who needs to look good. If you're a main eventer, obviously you're going to be in major fights, and you're going to be not fights, matches. You're going to be in major matches. You're going to be in major storylines, and you're going to always be featured. But to just be another guy, especially when you're Finn Balor, who was the longest reigning NXT champion, who was one of the best light heavyweight. Was he light heavyweight? New Japan. He was a New Japan champion. Not even going to try with that one. New Japan champion. He started the Bullet Club, who are arguably the most popular thing in professional wrestling that's not affiliated with WWE. He started it. He is the creator of Bullet Club. So I think, and I mean, Triple H loves him. I think it makes the most sense for Finn Balor to win it. On the other hand, though, I would like to think that the member of the New Day who's going to be in the match is going to be Big E. I like to think that because Big E is very good. He's a very good professional wrestler. He's exciting. He's got tons of charisma. He is hilarious. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. He's got a fantastic moveset. He's super strong. I would like to think that he's the one they picked to be in the match. You know, I want to believe that that's who they picked to be in the match. And if he is, then he's kind of my dark horse. Like, he's kind of the person I want to see win the Money in the Bank. If they're serious about making the New Day like the best act of all time, you need to put that heavyweight title on him. And I think the best person for that, not even doing a freebird rule for it, I don't think you need to do that. I think the best person of the New Day to put that title on, to carry the brand of SmackDown and the WWE World Heavyweight title or the Universal title, but WWE World Heavyweight title because the Universal title's not going anywhere. I think the best person to put that on, if it's not Samoa Joe, it's got to be Big E. Big E, like Kenny Omega, who I feel like is a fantastic judge of whether or not you are a good wrestler. Kenny Omega has flat out said WWE does not use Big E the way they should. And frankly, I think a lot of wrestling fans, including this one, would agree. Big E Langston, since he debuted way back in the day with AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler, has always been great. He's always been exciting. He's got the moveset. He's young. He's built very well. He's not a tall guy, but he's look him up. Look him up, Cheska. Big E. He's sturdy. He's sturdy. He's like George Costanza. He's a sturdy guy. He does that suicide spear that freaks everybody out, but honestly, I think he can take it. His body can take it. Right? He's a big guy. He's super funny. He's a great wrestler. I kind of want, if he's the member of the New Day who's in the Money in the Bank match, I want him to win it. I want him to win the title. I think he deserves it. After that, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You got Ember Moon taking on Charlotte, taking on Alexa Bliss, taking on Becky Lynch, taking on Lana or Billie Kay. So probably Billie Kay, taking on either Naomi or Sonya Deville. So Sonya Deville, and then two superstars who have not been announced from Raw. If I had to guess, Natalya and Mickie James. And I don't really know. I'd have to say Becky Lynch. Honestly, although it'd probably go to Charlotte more than anybody, but Becky Lynch, I feel like she needs something. You can be the main event woman. You can be second main event woman. But if you're third main event woman, and she's not even third main event woman, if you want me to be honest about it. I think I said it last week. Naomi is probably above her as far as pecking order. And there's nothing wrong with Naomi. I just think Becky Lynch is a much better wrestler than Naomi, and B, I like her. I like what Becky Lynch does. I like Naomi, but I feel like Naomi is kind of more of an entrance, whereas Becky Lynch is like an entire package, and on top of that, a very good wrestler. So I want Becky Lynch to win. I want Becky Lynch to win because I feel like since she lost the title to Alexa Bliss, and since Charlotte came along, she's been eclipsed by, I don't want to say better wrestlers, more wrestlers that require some maintenance. You kind of need to book Charlotte strong, and you kind of need to book Naomi strong, and you kind of need to book Asuka strong, but Becky Lynch can probably take a loss here or there, but when her losses here or there turn into just losses all the time, that's a huge difference. And so winning the Money in the Bank would definitely help her out in terms of giving her a platform. She needs a platform. Kind of like Finn Balor needs a platform, Becky Lynch needs a platform. They're probably going to give it to Charlotte, so Charlotte can cash it in on Asuka, Asuka. That's probably what's going to happen. Then we have the WWE title match. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles with a stipulation to be announced. I don't necessarily know what the stipulation is going to be. That's a very that is the interesting part, is what kind of match is this going to be? It's been a lot of hitting in the balls. Somehow they found a way to make a no disqualification match end in a dusty finish, which takes some kind of idiotic genius, I suppose. Good job, WWE. You managed to make a no disqualification match stupid. If I had to guess, they'd probably do something like either a steel cage or an I Quit match. Just something that, makes it harder to fuck up. I say that knowing that they fucked up a no disqualification match, but I'm a dreamer. What can I say? I think we need to just come to terms with the fact that they're probably not going to be putting that title on Shinsuke Nakamura. I think it's just time we need to accept it. I would love to see it happen, but if AJ Styles is supposed to be taking on Samoa Joe, it makes no sense to take that title off of AJ Styles. It makes no sense. So I'm assuming AJ Styles wins. I don't necessarily have a problem with AJ Styles winning. It sucks that it's at the expense of Shinsuke Nakamura if that happens. Again, it's speculation, so for all I know, Nakamura wins and I have to eat my words, which I'm not excited about. You ready for this shock? There's not going to be a Universal title match because fucking Brock Lesnar's not going to be at the show because Brock Lesnar's going to be champion until I'm 85 and dead. I haven't forgotten that. He's still champion, by the way. I'm still going to be. I'm probably going to be right on that. I'm almost willing to put money on it. I get that they're trying to beat CM Punk's title record. I get it. It's not the same thing. It's not okay. Sidebar, real quick. All right. CM Punk defended that title every goddamn pay-per-view he was on. He defended it. He represented it. He was on every pay-per-view, and you sacrificed his deserving main event spot for John Cena. You ruined his entire year-long title reign for John Cena and every bullshit feud he had so he could have his bullshit second match with The Rock. That is what happened. So I'm sorry. He can beat CM Punk's record. He can do it, but it will never be the same. He is not a great champion. You've booked Brock Lesnar as a Universal Champion like shit. He is garbage. His feuds are garbage. His matches are garbage, and it's just this disappointing thing. The only reason I want to see Roman Reigns be Universal Champion at this point is so someone else can take the title from him, and we can have, a good match over the Universal title. That'd be exciting. That'd be exciting to see a decent match for the Universal title. A match worth watching for maybe 5 minutes. I'd love to see that. But right now, I'm stuck with bullshit German suplex, F5, done, fine. Let him beat the record and then take the fucking title off of him. I don't care. Get the title off of him. But I have to wait until SummerSlam for that to happen. Unless he signs another fucking contract to wait till WrestleMania. Because there is no God, Cheska. There is no wrestling God. He hates us. That's why Brock Lesnar's still champion. So the only heavyweight championship match is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles. Which it'll be a good match, ideally. I think so. I just hope it has it just needs a finish. It just needs a finish that makes sense. No more of these double count-outs, disqualification crap. I want to see a clean finish regardless of what happens. I'm going to guess AJ Styles takes it, though. Then, and I'll save this one because I'm going to go into another thing. Then we'll have Asuka taking on Carmella over the SmackDown Women's title. And I got to tell you, it is really dumb if Carmella beats Asuka. I think her beating Charlotte is fine. I don't think the way they did it was good because it was stupid. I like the dirty pin is one thing. That is the way you should have done it. But to just have one super kick to the knee and then a pin and then that's it, not exactly good for Charlotte, not exactly good for Carmella. So, and I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that with Asuka. Asuka needs to it would be really if Carmella beat Asuka, then I have to agree with Griff on Asuka being just one of the roster, and I don't want to agree with Griff on Asuka just being one of the roster. So Vince, sidebar Vince, I yelled at you over the Brock Lesnar thing. I'm sorry I yelled. I meant what I said. Could have said it differently. I need Asuka. I need this. I need Asuka to beat Carmella at Money in the Bank for the SmackDown Women's title for either Becky Lynch or Charlotte to cash in on her. Okay. All right. I'm glad we had this talk. And just announced, there'll probably be more. Thank God it's 6 weeks away. Roman Reigns, who I just love, if you haven't been able to tell, is taking on Jinder Mahal at Money in the Bank. It'll be a grudge match. Honestly, I think Jinder will win. I think it'll be the sign whether or not WWE continues to want Roman Reigns be, the guy, the next John Cena, which still never gonna fucking happen. Even if they want it, it will never. I don't think there's ever gonna be a day where people look at Roman Reigns and go, "We were wrong." I think people do that with John Cena, but I would be thoroughly surprised if 10 years from now we were like, "Man, that Roman Reigns is so good." Exactly, Cheska. And then, so this is the only other match announced so far, and I still think it's a big mistake. Even more so now. Ronda Rousey will make her singles match debut, and not only her singles match debut, but also her first time in a championship title match in the WWE when she takes on Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title. Which brings me to my next thing. So it seemed like they were going to be doing this kind of feud with Mickie James and Ronda Rousey, which I thought was a great idea because I don't think there's anyone better in the company to carry Ronda Rousey to good matches than Mickie James. She's been wrestling for 20 years. That makes a lot of sense. But they changed those singles matches on these, apparently during the European tour that they've just been on, they changed what was supposed to be singles matches between her and Mickie James to six-woman progressive 6-woman tag matches with her and Ember Moon and Natalya, who randomly turned face, to take on Mickie James, Ruby Riott, and Liv Morgan. I don't know why Sarah Logan was not in that match. That is weird to have 2/3 of the Riot Squad in that match when it's semantics. Apparently, they felt, this is what's being reported by Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, that officials backstage, so Vince and all the company people, don't feel that Ronda Rousey is ready for a singles match, which makes no sense. So, yeah. So on these live events where you can arguably have a bad match and be fine, they don't want her to have a bad match, so they stick her in these 6-woman tag matches. But in 6 weeks, in less than a month, she's going to have this title match where she's going to be taking on Nia Jax, who has not been wrestling for 20 years, like Mickie James has. And somehow she's ready for that? Okay. Which leads me to believe there's probably going to be, I imagine what might happen, and what I kind of hope happens, what I think is the best thing to do for it, is somebody inserts themselves in it, making it more of a triple threat than just a one-on-one match. Because, again, I think the only way both of these two women, Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax, who's good, I like Nia Jax, we've been ripping on Nia Jax a little bit. That promo was bad. I'm not going to shy away from how bad that promo was. That promo was bad. But she's good. I don't think they're giving her a lot of opportunities to showcase how good she is. They've been, if it hasn't been squash matches with local talent, it's been losing to the 4 Horsewomen, or this bad feud with Alexa Bliss that has not been good for either people, including Nia Jax. I think they really need to moving forward in this face run with Nia Jax. They really need to take a look and go, okay, what can we do to show off your talent, show off your personality, and get away from this whole be a star stuff? because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that from Nia Jax. Nia Jax can do the whole body positivity thing. I think that's great. I think you need that. I think it works. I think that's a good role model. But to just do like this carbon, unfeeling robot promo about how bullying is bad. You shouldn't bully. Don't be a bully. Be a star. Be a star program from WWE coming to a school near you. To take that approach with Nia Jax, who could easily be, who has charisma, who has shown her charisma, who has shown that she can wrestle, she can move, she takes ridiculous bumps that she doesn't have to take. I mean, I like when I see her get power bombed onto the floor, I'm like, I don't even like seeing the dudes do that. I don't even like seeing dudes get power bombed on the floor. So to see a woman get power bombed on the floor is like, yikes. That is painful. That is a painful thing to watch. So she, obviously I like Nia Jax. I just think the way she's being handled is bad. I don't think the way she's being handled is good at all for her. And so to put her in this position with Ronda Rousey, who the WWE obviously has a lot of faith in, to put her in a position where she has to make Ronda look good at the same time probably having to lose her title that she just got, that her championship reign has yet to really take off, to immediately go, okay, Nia, you're going to lose to Ronda, because I'm sorry, if she beats Ronda Rousey in a one-on-one match, I mean, I get it. I get why you did it. It's just a big fucking mistake, because that's Ronda fucking Rousey, and you need to put the title on her immediately if you're going to put her in a title match. Like, she has to win that. It's Ronda Rousey. It makes no sense. So that match is still happening at Money in the Bank. If it turns into a triple threat, it has not yet been announced whether or not that's going to happen. But if, worst case scenario, it doesn't change and it's Ronda Rousey taking on Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey's she's going to win, and at that point she's going to have to carry the title until WrestleMania, where she probably will lose it to Charlotte and the main event, which I think is the way you're going to have to go with that, because you wrote yourself into a corner with this. I don't know if they planned on Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey challenging each other. I don't know if they planned on that. They probably should have thought about that. Like, can you guys not verbally challenge each other on television so we don't have to make this match happen, because that's a bad idea. I mean, they control people's Twitters and stuff, but they can't control I don't know. Not exactly. It's risky. I don't know if it'll pay off. I want to hope it will, but I have my doubts. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. 5 more minutes? 5 more minutes till an hour? I don't have an hour's worth of news. No. Yeah. No, this was going to be, I knew this was not going to be a very long episode. Usually I like to go pretty long, but going in, I was like, there's just no way. There's no way. So I'll pad this out as much as I can. My Griff recently gave me his High Spots account. I'm not going to give it to you because I'm selfish, wrestling fans. But of course I get 5 viewers now. Now when I'm calling it, people want to talk about it. Where were you guys at 7? If you guys, if you're a wrestling fan and you've not checked out High Spots, they're not paying me for this. This is just me saying it's really Jim Cornette. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand how popular wrestling is now. While I will fully admit that wrestling might not have the mainstream appeal that it once did, if you're a wrestling fan, it's everywhere. Everywhere. New Japan has a streaming service. WWE has a streaming service. TNA has Impact Wrestling has a streaming service now. And so you've got these three companies with streaming service, and then you have things like High Spots and Fight Network that also cover a lot of independent professional wrestling promotions. I mean, High Spots has Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Combat Zone Wrestling, GC Game Changer Wrestling's on there, Bar Wrestling run by Joey Ryan. There's so much professional wrestling out there. I really recommend getting the High Spots network. I've been watching a lot of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on there and some bar wrestling. I got to see Candice LeRae's last match in bar wrestling, her last independent match ever, actually, before she went to the WWE, which was really exciting to watch. It's fascinating. I mean, it's kind of funny because, supposedly there's a lot of independent professional wrestlers, but I always see the same six. Every High Spots thing I watch, it's like this. Brian Cage is always the opening match. I don't understand it. I'm not complaining. Brian Cage is a great wrestler. He's a fucking machine. Definitely check it out, guys. Definitely, if you have the WWE Network, next week, hopefully some news happens. It's a slow news week when you're kind of like, are any wrestlers dead? Yesterday was the anniversary of Macho Man Randy Savage's death, which was sad. Macho Man is amazing. He was an amazing professional wrestler. He influenced so many of my favorite wrestlers today. He was different. He was different than every other wrestler. I think next week, if nothing happens, we'll talk about our actual favorite wrestlers. That's probably the plan going in, just so we can have some fucking content. Tomorrow will be Tales from the Undertaker, guys, and then we're going to be going dark for a while, till after the 28th, and then we'll pick up. Color Circuit will be back. Thank you for doing this with us, guys. At least half of this was spent with a mask on. Cheska? Yeah, I know. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm waiting for it to hit 8 o'clock, and then I'll just sign out. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram at Color Circuit Live. We're on Twitter. We're on, obviously, twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. Check us out on Facebook at Color Circuit Live. Make sure you guys check out our Patreon. If you're watching this, you know what a Patreon is. Check us out. This is some good stuff here, guys. You deserve and we got a lot of reward tiers for you that, $1, $5. Check out our Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow with Tales from the Undertaker. All you guys have a good night.